Hello, hello, everyone. Guess what we're making today? Altered paper clips. I purposely chose kind of, I don't know, a vintage theme for this one because this is going to go in my steampunk journal that I just created. So I had to keep the colors in the right family. So it's very simple to do. This is a real simple one. So I'm going to show you how I did it. I have 2 pieces of cardstock. Now you can make these any size that you want them. They can be as long or as wide, but they do need to fit on your paper clips according to how wide your paper clip is. So all I did was I took 2 pieces of cardstock and I just kind of overlapped them a little bit, and then I'm just going to glue these two together, put a little bit of glue in here. I just overlapped it just so that bottom one will show too. And then we're going to let that dry for just a second. Let's see if we can straighten that up a little better. Okay, now you want to make sure on your paper clip that you are gluing your piece to the bottom of the clip that has the solid line. You don't want to glue it up here. You want this solid piece right here. So we are going to take a scoreboard. If you don't have a scoreboard, you can do this with a ruler. You could do it with anything, but I'm just going to score, like, say, from the end of the paper. I'm going to go back in about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch, and you don't even have to score that. It just makes it easier to do when you get ready to put it together, because now what I want to do is I want to fold that over on that score line and just give it a good crease, and that just makes it easier when we want to put it on our paper clip. So if you want your paper clip to go on this side of your page, you're going to do it like this. If you want it to go on the left side, you would do it like this. Does that make sense? So I'm right-handed, so I want my paper clips to clip on this side. So I am going to slide that little bend part that I just made over the bottom of the paper clip. See what I've done? Real simple. And you can use any kind of glue you want to. Here I'm using hot glue. It seems to work good, and I don't have to wait for it to dry. So now our little banner is glued onto our paper clip, and all you got to do is embellish it. So I took some twine. There was actually 3 strands, and that was too thick. So I just took them apart, and to make a real quick and easy bow, overlap your, take a small piece of twine or ribbon or whatever, overlap it at the bottom and push the top down, and it just makes a cute little bow. And then I'm going to use a button or a brad, or you can use anything to hold it in place, and that way you don't have to tie it and you don't end up with a big ugly knot right up under there, under your bow. So I am going to take some of my hot glue, stick a little down on the bottom and up on the top, and then I've got this kind of rustic looking metal button. I'm going to stick it down right there, and then you got a few minutes to kind of adjust your ribbon, your twine, or whatever you're using. Okay, then we have a word. We're going to put a little word on the side of it. So I've just got some distress ink. This is walnut stain distress ink, and I'm just distressing that up just a wee bit. And then I wanted it to be raised, so I get this sticky stuff from Dollar Tree. You can get a whole roll of it, but all I need is about 1/2. So if you need to cut it, make sure you cut it while it's still has the sticky stuff on the back, so then it don't stick to your scissors as bad. So just going to take a little piece of this. I'm going to stick it on the back, and then we're going to peel that off, and we're going to put it just off to the side right there, just a little bit. Now for the dangle, you don't even have to do a dangle, but I love beads and things that dangle. I just have a head pin. It's about 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches. And I'm just going to load up some things that I want here on this dangle. So there's a bead cap and a bead, the other end of the bead cap. And let's see, I think I love that thing right there. I think that's so pretty, but I don't think it's going to go on this one. I think I'm going to stop right there. All right. If you make jewelry, you already know how to do this, and I'm certainly not a jewelry expert, but if you take your tiny round nose pliers, put them down as tight as you can, and bend that over at an angle, okay? And then you can wire wrap it if you want to. This is a heavy gauge wire, so I don't have to wire wrap it. I don't have to worry about that. So I'm just going to clip that piece off at about half an inch, maybe 3/8, something like that. And then you just bend it right back in, okay? Now, in order to make it stand up straight, because mine just usually don't want to stand up real good. It's probably me. All right, so now we got our little dangle on there. You can hang it from a little piece of chain if you want to, like I did on this one's hanging from a little piece of chain, which is so cute. And I did put that chain here, so I guess we could use it. It's only about 3 links long. It's a very, very tiny piece, but the thing about this chain being so little is that it is hard to find the opening. But I think we can do it. I should have slipped the chain on before I closed that last piece. Oh, there it is on the bottom. Before I closed the loop on that, I should have went ahead and slipped the chain on. That would have been a good time to do it. But, all right, so we're going to slip that loop onto the end of our chain. Take your pliers and just close that back up. And that chain is so tiny. Okay, now in the very first link of the chain, I'm going to go up here and I'm going to take this piece right here that's on the back. I'm going to stick that first chain link onto this little, I'm going to attempt to, onto this little piece of paper clip. There's other ways now. I could have done this too before I closed it up. I probably should have. Maybe easier if I take my pliers. Oh, come on, you. Well, that's the reason I wasn't going to fool with the chain. I figured it would be hard to do when your video and things don't always go like they do when you're not on camera. Okay, so I got it slipped on there and I just pulled it around and now it just dangles on the side. So really, guys, that's all there is to it. It's a lot of fun. It's easy. You can make themes if you want to. You can use buttons, anything you want to do. So give it a try and have fun. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.